pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Commissioners Court. Get my glasses out here real quick. For today, April 10th, 2026, 9 a.m. is now in session. Agenda item number 3, public testimony. Any person may appear before the court at this time to speak regarding any general issue or a matter that is not on the agenda. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes unless extended by permission of the Commissioners Court. Let's see. I think we have one, and this is Nancy Young.
Come up.
Good morning, everybody. I think my last time I was here is when Coastal Bend College was in a tight spot, and we, the people, came together and helped each other. I'm here as an advocate.
Can you please state your name for the
Oh,
court?
sure. Nancy Young Gunderlin.
Thank you. Go ahead, President.
I'm an advocate. I am not an attorney. I do not represent myself as an attorney. I'm an advocate. I'm here to work together. And I appreciate the time that you're giving me because I wanted to make it very clear. I might not know you individually, but I know of your work. And I appreciate, and the citizens appreciate too. I'm a voice, a strong voice. I take up issues with other people who have issues. We try to resolve it. And you, the commissioners of our county and the local area, is important to us. And they want to say thank you. They're still having issues. I cannot ask you questions, but I'm going to get a list and I'll have their names, addresses, and we'll present it to you at another time when I'm able. I appreciate your time, but please know I'm here to work together. And thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Young.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Excuse my appearance, today's work day. It rained yesterday, people still had leaks, so I'm working.
No problem. No problem. Is there anybody else who'd like to address the court at this time? I would like to say something. We have our shirts on today. I want to express our full support for child abuse awareness, speaking up for the children. April 21st is our prayer vigil here at the courthouse. Anybody that would like to attend, I don't think, other than the full support, I think the court all agrees with me that we support them 110%. Another announcement is courthouse remodeling will begin next week. I don't know if everybody remembers, but we had Phoenix One, our architects, that we've been working closely with them. If we should remember, we worked with Phoenix One with the application to the Historical Commission when we applied for the grant. I think the grant was going to be like $3 million, 3.4 million. Our portion was 1.2 million. Unfortunately, we did not get that grant, but we decided as a court to continue with the 1.2 million worth of remodeling and reconstruction. It's going to focus mostly on the basement, bottom floor, windows, drainage. We will hear, we're going to meet with them on Wednesday for the final safety precaution meeting, and to go over on-site everything that's going to be reconstructed. We will send out an email to all elected officials about parking. We're going to have to utilize 8 to 9 parking spaces on the south side. That's for equipment, trailers, and whatever that Phoenix One is going to need for the contractors. Going on to the 20th through the 24th, we might start on the north side also. So I want everybody to be aware that construction of our courthouse we haven't done that in a long, long time. Very much needed to show our constituents that we do realize our building needs some help, and not only this one, but other buildings around the courthouse, around the county, and we're on it. So we're going to start it next week, and if you have any questions or anything, feel free to call my office, Lance Brown, even JC's on on that committee. So otherwise, I think it's gonna be a good thing. We're gonna move forward on it. Anybody else like to address the court at this time?
Yeah, Judge, if I may. Wednesday, we met with the USDA representatives and the Ana Maria Torres with the Extension Office, and they're putting a plan together to be able to hold a community meeting for Jim Owens County, to be able to apply for either a grant, a low-interest loan, to be able to do repairs on your home site. So they're gonna, Ana Maria's department's gonna help a little bit on with the application, stuff like that. We're all gonna have applications, so it's gonna be the whole county. We're probably gonna do it at the fairgrounds. We're just waiting for the date. They're gonna get with the rest of the commissioners and decide on what date. And since Pam is here, I just want to recognize that with Real, they also were assisting on trying to help people to get to the location if possible. So I want to thank her for that. And so just be ready, be on the lookout that it's going to come out on our webpage or Facebook page saying that what date it's going to be, so you guys can apply for it. If you need any help with the roof or anything like that, please come by. It's going to be very helpful.
Very good program.
A few things to say, Judge. I want to thank Real, Pam, and all their employees for having a food drive, not a food drive, but a food pantry, Rancho this past week. It was a real success, and we can tell that there's a need for that. And I want to thank you on behalf of myself, Commissioners Court, for helping the committee out. Thank you.
Thank y'all very much. We all have for that sentiment. Thank you. Anybody else? Hearing none, we'll move to agenda item number 4.1, discuss, consider, and take action to approve minutes from previous meeting.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion carries. Agenda item number 5, preliminary plat, replat. 5.1, discuss, consider, and take action to approve preliminary plat for a subdivision of 65 acres on County Road 118. Is this the one that needed to be tabled?
Yes, well, I didn't get the call, but I think Isabel did. Mr. Harrell had advised that he was not prepared to go forward today because last week I sent him an email with some things that were missing from his preliminary submission. Most importantly, the groundwater study and the soil analysis. Those are required under our rules. If there's no city water or no public water system available, and the subdivision envisions each purchaser drilling their own well, the developer has to do a 30-year groundwater study that's certified by an engineer to assure the buyers that there is adequate water there. The soil analysis is a separate test that is done to make sure that the soil will support septic systems. And both of these, I mean, this particular subdivision is envisioning both individual water wells and OSSF, I'm saying it right, septic systems. So, I don't know, there was something in the message, Isabel, that he thought that was kind of, that it was gonna be difficult for him to get.
With the engineering, to find an engineering
Okay.
to do that.
So until he gets that,
Hearing that, I recommend, we table this item.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item 5.2, discuss, consider, and take action to approve replat of a portion of 3.3 acres of Lot 15, Mi Tierra subdivision, with the replatted area to be known as Lincoln Orange Grove subdivision.
this has been submitted and reviewed, it's ready for approval. This is not a new subdivision, it's just a replat of a particular lot within an existing subdivision. We're just gonna renumber the lots, 1, 2, and 3. It's taking basically 3.3 acres and creating 3 1.1 acre tracts. And there's road access.
An existing road?
I think it's 304, is it, Renee?
304? I was thinking 307, but
It's right off of, there is a county road right, that fronts all 3 of the lots.
So it's ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve item as
I
presented.
second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 6, proclamation, soil and water stewardship. 6.1, discuss, consider, and take action on proclamation proclaiming April 26, 2026 to May 3rd, 2026, Texas Soil and Water Conservation Stewardship Week. Out of the word in there, but I've been instructed to table this item. They would like to have their representatives here. They could not make it today. So I'll make a motion, we table.
Second.
Second. I have a motion and a second to table. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 7, Jim Wells County electioneering rules. 7.1, discuss, consider, and take action to amend the Jim Wells County electioneering rules to prohibit electioneering at the courthouse and adjacent county-owned premises at all times unless the courthouse has been designated as being used for polling location.
Judge, Commissioners, this is just to clean up the existing rules. Now that the elections office is at the resource center, we don't have a need for the electioneering here, that part to continue. And it led to some confusion this last time because candidates came and put their signs up. So then the elections office had to put up the distance markers. And then people were seeing the signs and coming here to vote, and only to be turned away once they got to the security checkpoint and told they need to go over to the bank building. So this is to avoid the confusion of people seeing the signs out on the courthouse yard and thinking the election is here and having to deal with that frustration of having to be turned away. So, now if in the future, we have an election here, then because that's what we put, it's only if it's been designated. And this covers the parking lot across over here and of course the parking adjacent to the jail.
So the bank, the resource center over there wouldn't be adjacent, it would just be the immediate buildings around here?
Right, we're just talking about the courthouse. He's developing some rules for over there, but it seemed to work pretty well. It looks like the sidewalk on Cameron Street is kind of the boundary. And then, of course, people are using the parking lot where the ATM machine was.
Right. Which belongs to us also.
Good.
Make a motion to approve item as presented.
Second.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. And then item number 8, County Auditor Cindy Garcia. 8.1, certification of funds by county auditor from Ed Rochelle Foundation for the Jim Wells County Sheriff Department, certification of funds in general fund number 12.
Yes, Judge Commissioners, pursuant to local government code 1110108, I hereby certify that Jim Wells County has received $50,000 from the Ed Rochelle Foundation grant deposited into general sheriff fund. These funds are designated for expenditures to be incurred by the Sheriff's Department and are available for appropriate use. This certification authorizes the inclusion of the grant proceeds in the 2026 budget as an amendment. Since these expenditures will be funded and paid from the General Sheriff Fund, I respectfully request the following amendments to the 2026 Jim Wells County budget. It'll be a credit of $50,000 to the Ed Rochelle Foundation revenue line item. And on the expense side, they would like to place it on the motor vehicle Ed Rochelle for $50,000.
Motion to approve item as presented.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 9, County Treasurer Mark Dominguez. 9.1, discuss, consider, and take action to approve the annual Jim Wells County investment policy. Our county treasurer, Mark Dominguez, is not in today. Our policy, we have to update it or approve it every year. So this is just our policy and procedures for our investments. It dictates how we invest our money, who we invest it with, and the policies and procedures and code on how we can do it. This is something that's done every year, and it's up for re-up currently.
Basically the same policy as it was.
Yeah, the same policy.
Motion to approve item as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Agenda item number 10, Honorable Pedro P. Trevino Jr. 10.1, discuss, consider, and take action on an authorization to issue a request for qualifications, RFQ, for engineering services related to the Rural Business Development, RBDG, pursuant to the rules and regulations of the Rural Business Development Grant, RBDG, Business Enterprise Project, an agency of the United States Department of Agriculture, USDA. So, we have received, I think back in September, we got approved for the USDA $500,000 to remodel the third and fourth floor of the resource center. Because of the government shutdown back then, they moved our revised calendar to start on February 13th to February 13th of next year. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to do all the engineering, the construction of both floors in order to fulfill the grant needs. Other than that, we will post it as normal in the newspaper, post it on the website, and hopefully bring it back on the first meeting May to collect. Let me see, we're going to, they're due on the 29th, right? 29th, so yeah, first meeting in May, and we'll move them over to our evaluation committee and select an engineer. I'll make a motion, we approve.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you. Motion carries. Agenda item number 11, Justice of the Peace, Precinct 6, Noe Cadena. 11.1, discuss, consider, and take action on contract between Jim Wells County and Local Government Solutions for Justice of the Peace offices. So I did a little bit of more research before we approve a contract. The contract has all of our JP offices except for Precinct 1. And this contract, let me make sure I say the right name. The local government solutions bought out, for the lack of a better word, bought out the previous Hill Country. And this is all their case management system. So when they bought them out, the contract has to move over to the local government solutions. All of our precincts are on there except for Precinct 1. Precinct 1, per se, wanted to stay with Hill Country, but Hill Country is going to be phased out. So I'm going to recommend that we table so we can discuss this item a little more with all our precincts to see if we can get them all on the new company. And we'll meet with Mr. Guerra to iron out any issues, if any, because I don't think there'd be any issues because the local government solutions bought out the other one, so I don't think that creates any issues with.
But if they're gonna phase out, why would you wanna, what other choice you have?
You don't have no choice. So right now, if Precinct 1 would stay, they would get no services other than what they're getting now. If they have any problems, they can't troubleshoot. So
But that doesn't sound good.
no. So the main thing is that
You're gonna have to, see, that's what I didn't understand. LGS bought out,
Hill Country.
Hill Country. All of our JPs use Hill Country, correct?
Yes.
Right now? Okay. That was my question, because I haven't seen the contract. I didn't know it was a buyout situation. So our contract should carry over. There's probably a clause in there that the contract could be assigned. I need to go back and look at that. But,
So
and that's the other question I had, whether everybody was on board, because some of these offices just have one clerk, and there's gonna be some training that's gonna have to be involved if we're changing softwares.
So-
And then the migration of existing data into the new system is always an issue. We're going through that with Court View and iDocket right now.
with the discussion that I had with Dana from the new company, it's gonna have all the same features, gonna need no migration, nothing like that. It's going to be a better program for our JPs. Other than that, I'm requesting we table it, that way we can all have a phone conference with her and you all hear the same thing that I'm hearing. That way the JPs can all be on the same page and we can all be on the same page when we do add Precinct 1 to this contract and move forward on it.
I think we have to stay unified on that. All of them have to use the same software.
I agree.
That's what would the solution be once Hill Country reaches end of life?
You have to move over, so we
So why
might as
not
well do it now.
Why not do it now?
Exactly, thank you.
And they're not on the contract, so since they're not on the contract right now, we'll have to table so we can discuss it.
Motion to table.
Second.
I have a motion, a second to table. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 All
Aye.
opposed, same sign. Motion tabled. item tabled. Agenda item number 12, Sheriff's Department, Sheriff Mr. Baker. 12.1, discuss, consider, and take action to enter into an agreement with the Geo Group, Inc. to house inmates from Jim Wells County.
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. So this is a project I've been working on since June of 2025. We finally have a contract for you to look at with GEO. GEO is housed in Brooks County, so this will help with our growing transport costs and housing of inmates. We still will need some of the contracts, with Jim Hogg and others, because GEO does not house high security inmates. It's medium to low, which is most of our inmates, and they don't house females. But this will still take care of a large portion of our inmate population. It's going to help with the courts also. I know that the district judge and I believe Mr. Getter also have court in Brooks. So I was speaking with them. They're willing to actually have court over there so that we wouldn't have to transport as far. So there's a lot of advantages to this. Like I said, I've been working on this for about a year now because they're a large company headquartered out of Florida, but we were able to, we met with them yesterday as well to, kind of start, if it gets approved, how we're going to make these, the transfer over. But this is going to be very good for the county, very good for taxpayers.
Sheriff, do you have a number of how many low-risk inmates you can house in jail?
So right now, we are basically analyzing our current population, which changes, but at least 48 would be a safe number. So you also have to understand that because of the inmate to officer ratio, 48, 24, 12. So there's certain numbers where they can open up certain buildings. So, and they don't mix inmates. In other words, Hidalgo County inmates will not be mixed with Jim Wells County inmates. So we have to look at their buildings and we have to look at how many we can have. So we're looking at 48 because that's the ratio to, they could open up an entire dorm at the number 48. So that's what we're looking at right now. Now, we're still working those numbers, but.
So would this eliminate any of the other places that we have prisoners at?
Potentially. Maverick County is our farthest that we have to travel to do these transports. So it could potentially eliminate Maverick County depending on Jim Hogg County. Jim Hogg County has also plenty of space for, not plenty, but they have enough space for us and our needs. So that's a possibility, yes.
What is our population now?
This morning we're down a lot. Yeah, we're down to 90.
Okay, so we're at 90.
Remember last time, 2 weeks ago, we were happy to report that we were under 100 for the first time since February of 25. And we've still been working on it. We've got some more things. We anticipate maybe getting it down to hopefully 80. It's like another 10, but as the sheriff said, at some point we hit bottom. We can't.
Yeah,
Some of those we just, can't work with until they actually come to court and have their case adjudicated. But yeah, we've been holding at 90, at around the 90 mark, sometimes even 87, I think.
Yeah, one time, and a lot of times what happens, with some, especially the trespass, they'll get out on bond and within 60 minutes they're back. It's constantly changing. It fluctuates, but we are averaging about 90 inmates at this time, working really every week. We're meeting with the courts, and so that's been very, very good, very helpful. So
if we have 90 in there and you can hold 60 for sure.
no. So like I said before, we potentially could hold up to 60. We have the old part of the jail. If the court wanted to go in and fix all of the plumbing issues, which would not my recommendation, until we until we hear from the Southwest architects, once they do their analysis. That old part of the jail, we have not only plumbing issues, but we have this is the old bar doors that slide. Those are very expensive to fix. So we house a certain number, even though we're rated for a certain amount. It's not cost effective to fix that part of that jail, that part, to add an additional 5 or 10 inmates. We also have some plumbing issues, and I sent the email to you yesterday. We need to look at to get fixed on the newer side. So, I think we're at. I didn't look today, but we're probably at maybe 40, high 40s, low 50s is where we're at right now. I would guess. But for us to reach 60, 70 inmates at this jail right now, as it stands, I don't believe is going to be possible. Not until we get some major repairs done.
So even if we lifted at 50, there's still 40 inmates.
And you also got to remember, GO doesn't house females, so we're still going to have some other contracts. But there'll be just a handful. It's still, what this does is it helps with the knocking down the high transport costs. Instead of going 3.5 hours one way, 7 hours a round trip, we're going 36 minutes, 40 minutes. So that's something that we're going to look at and work on, and that's going to be able to help us lower those transport costs.
Sure. So how many, do you know how many we have in Maverick County?
I don't know the exact number. I can tell you that we house maybe a little more than half of our inmates. So we're looking at probably 40. GO can take, it's not that GO doesn't have the space for all of them, it's the classification. So they do not take so we have 11, 12 murderers. They will not take those inmates. We have any inmate that has a violent charge, they will not take. They only take medium to low security. And if, let's just say, 2 inmates get into a fight because they're in one big dorm, we have to go pick up one of them and bring them back. So even though this is very beneficial for us, we can't just move everything over to jail because of our classification of inmates and what they're willing to take from us.
What about Jim Hog?
They'll take our high security, and then we'll keep our.
And the reason I'm asking is because of the distance.
Yeah, Jim Hog is a lot closer than Maverick.
So is there a possibility we get those filled, whatever, here and then Jim Hog?
That's the idea, yes.
Sheriff, on the transport, now that you house the lower risk inmates here in Falfurrias, so you'll be doing more in-house transport from there to here and maybe from there to the Brooks County?
We're looking at that right now, and I think that's probably a possibility, yes, because it's such a shorter
It'll save us a lot
distance.
of money.
Well, again, it's still gonna be overtime, and I have to look at the numbers. I mean, if we
I
had just,
understand. I just wanted to put that out there, I mean, being it's so close, we can do more.
we can't do more.
in-house.
Yes, that's correct.
I think it's gonna help a lot with, like you were saying, the courts will be there, they can do the court there, and it's not gonna be as far,
Right.
time consuming there. What's the cost per,
So it is 70, they went up on me it's part of our negotiations, but it's $75 a day, which is $5 a day per inmate higher than Maverick and than what we originally had discussed, but at the last minute, the only way they would go with the contract is to go up on us $5 a head, or a person higher, but that cost will still save some money.
Mr. Garrett, you reviewed the contract?
I think, yes, the GO, yes.
Everything's good? good. Standard?
Sheriff, can you explain we got approved, the certification of the jail. Can you explain the small deficiencies that we had?
Yes, so we did have unannounced jail inspection, which we passed. We are in compliance. They did, one of the things they did mention was the plumbing. Not that it didn't fail us or anything, but because we had inmates and we had 2 working toilets, the one that wasn't working, they stated could in the future become a sanitary issue, so they want us to make sure that we take care of the plumbing issues, and the, pretty much for the whole jail. So, we're gonna have to look at that, quickly and get that done. And there was, a few other minor things, suggestions that they had. We had an inspection where they red tagged one of our, exhaust fans in the kitchen. These things happen. So we're gonna get that little pipe fixed. It goes nowhere, but they want it capped, little things like that. I mean, they're very
Yeah.
technical.
And the repairs are ongoing right now as we speak.
Yes, and the fire, we have fire trawl out there right now, moving to 1 panel instead of 2. That was something he didn't disqualify us because we were in the process of getting that fixed, thank goodness, that would have been an issue, but
You're working on the documentations of, your paperwork. There were some deficiencies there also, right?
so there was, we have a restraint chair.
Right.
We do document the use of the restraint chair. What they suggested they want us to do is, basically in our form, to add a narrative portion justifying the use of that chair.
Once you get all these deficiencies squared away, you'll be able to just let them know. And
Yeah, so these are what they call technical assistants. They're assisting us just to, these are areas where they would like to see us implement these things. These did not fail us. We're in compliance. There's nothing that we were out of
we're
compliance on.
certified, right?
We are certified, we're in
We're
compliance.
certified.
These are things they're suggesting that we do, which we are going to do,
Right.
to take care of those technical
So there
assistants.
won't be a follow-up till about 2 years from now? Is that pretty
Well,
much
they
what
can
the-
come in, so usually what happens is they moved from doing yearly inspections for our jail because we've done well. The jail, he was very complimentary about our staff, about how clean the jail was, despite its age. But everything, all the staff was attentive. And so once you pass, instead of them having to come down every year or every 6 months to do an inspection, more than likely, because they can do a surprise inspection anytime they want,
They can show up anytime.
but more than likely, we're put on a 2-year schedule
Right.
where they will just request the documentation that they may want to look into. We provide that documentation, but they don't physically come down. And more than likely, that's the case. But that does not to say that they can't show up, but we're not on it. We're on a 2-year schedule now.
Well, at least
Well, we have been.
We're in compliance.
We are in compliance, yes, sir.
All righty, do we have any more questions on the contract? Hearing none, now I'll make
How long is this contract for?
1 year. I guess 1 year, and then, either party deems, renegotiation if necessary, the party will notify within 60 days in advance. So, 60 days in advance, we need to keep track of that, so. Okay. I'll make a motion, we approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Sheriff.
When does that start? Immediately?
Yeah.
So we need to put a particular, probably around February 1st, because if it's got a 60-day notice provision, today's the 10th.
Agenda item number 13, payroll and bills. 13.1, discuss, consider, and take action on payroll and bills as submitted by the county auditor with the exception of Fund 52, 53, and 54.
Make a motion to approve.
1 minute, 1 minute. I do want to point out that we did get another bill from the hospital guard duty from Sunrise for $3,900. So just some concern there.
I have a motion, or a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed,
Excuse me.
same sign.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion to adjourn.
A motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Anybody like to address the court? I'll go back to public testimony.
Mike Brown, Jim Wells County Emergency Management. We finally got our cards in. We switched from HyperReach to Everbridge system. It's our notification for bad weather, events that's taking place within the county. Orange Grove's on there, the city of Alice. They're already all set up. So we have little cards that are QR cards that'll be around the courthouse, inside the county clerk's office, inside judge's office. So if you want to stop and pick one up, there's some at City Hall in Orange Grove, and the City Hall here in Alice. We have it on social media and it'll be on our website. So if you haven't signed up for this, it'd be really beneficiary for all of our constituents to sign up for this because you can pick and choose now. If you don't want to get a notification at 3 o'clock in the morning that it's going to be a heat advisory at 5 p.m., you can opt out of that. But if you want to know that there's a possible severe thunderstorm, a hailstorm, a tornado, incidents like that, you can opt into those. So you can customize it to what you want to be notified. And on this card, it's going to be in English and in Spanish. And so if y'all have any other questions to help set up, you can contact me, 361-227-4812, and I'd be love to help you.
Thank you.
Very important emergency notification program. We're going to put out a campaign to get as many participants as possible. This is a way of communicating when we have an emergency. Very important for all our constituents, especially if you're out in the real rural areas, Tecolote, La Parrita, La Roria, all that area, so you can keep in contact with our emergency management system during these types of events.
One more thing, I know we're still under a burn ban. Hopefully this rain that we've been having will lift us out of that burn ban. We'll just keep an eye on it.
Yeah, we did take some very beneficial rain. I checked the KBDIs yesterday because it's 1 day behind. So as of 4/8/2026, our KBDIs were at 497. So it came down because the entire county got rain from the north to the south. So we were like at 787, and we came down almost 200 points, just with that little bit of rain. So, but then within 4 days, we went up 7 points within 4 days. But with the rain that we got yesterday, the rain we got now, our threshold's 500. So, you know, if we could get down to 400 or so, I think that, we can lift the burn ban at any time, right? But we just have to have the courts to reinstate it. But we do have our burn notifications, so you can contact me, text me, call me, work 7 days a week. So whatever it is, I'll be able to help you guys with that.
Thank you, Lance.
Back to last agenda item, adjournment. I have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, guys.